Welcome to the Growth Zone. So, the topic is, what do men need to do so that a power couple can succeed? So, a couple always is consistent of a man and a woman, or a woman and a man, however you want to look at it. Reality is that it's like yin and yang. Each of the partners have strengths and weaknesses. They have characters, they have fears, they have passion, they have strength that influence them to a certain degree. They have as well roles and duties. And that doesn't make it easier for a man or for a woman to contribute in a positive way every day, every hour. Things happen, things come upon us, whether it's clients calling up, being negative, or children crying about other children being unfriendly to them, or neighbors making a noise when you actually want to sleep. All sorts of things come, and they influence us in a positive and in a negative way. We can go on a trip and experience the most greatest success. We can talk to really awesome people. We can get to know very interesting people. We team up with awesome people who support us. We even are able to close deals with people who believe in what we do. And on the other hand, there are people as well that just don't believe in anything. And that's why they see that the world is going to go under. Unfortunately, these people have always been saying that for thousands and thousands of years. And some of them say it for a definite purpose, because they either want you not to succeed, or maybe want to make money off your fear that you're going to fail. They tell you have to do certain things, because otherwise you'll be sued, or you go bankrupt, or you lose all your data, or you are going to not get any clients, all the most craziest stuff. Or they tell you that child isn't going to be successful in school if you don't pay attention, or you have to do other things. Or they tell you if you eat this, drink that, smoke this, or whatever, you're going to be healthy, or you're going to die. All the most crazy stuff. Reality is, it is up to us what we do. Yes, certain things we cannot influence, but we do play a role in that. And when you think of it as a couple, yes, everyone has to pull their sides. And there is always a day the man or the woman has a bad day, or has a good day, has success, has fear, has uncertainty, or is comfortable, is confident, or lacks confidence. And all these different things that can affect us over the day, over the years. Yeah, one gets sick, one gets ill. Simple things like back pain or other kind of stuff can affect your positive mindset. Things happen that you cannot influence to a certain degree, and then you think, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. You get frustrated and unhappy. And eventually this frustration eats you up, and it comes out of your ears, your eyes, your mouth, whatever. And it starts affecting everything around you. Until it gets to a point where you kick your own ass and start working against that negative force and changing it. And that's the thing. both partners in a partnership, whether it's a relationship of marriage, of living together, or doing business together, even if it's two people who are doing business together and don't have a private private relationship or anything like that, it's still a challenge for both sides, and they have to do whatever it takes to improve things. Sometimes you can't improve things. And when you look at it, doing business with your spouse can be quite a challenge, because sometimes we maybe are impatient, we are dissatisfied because the other one isn't putting the time and so on, and then eventually we have to realize that we are actually not putting in the time that we should be putting into the relationship, and we are putting too much time in something else, wasting maybe time, putting the priorities the wrong way, and eventually hurting ourselves. So we have to see how to improve, and you do that on a daily basis as you notice how you progress. And yes, we men sometimes have the ideas that things have to go our way, more tougher way, or straightforward way. And when you look at what women do, women are very good at relationship building. And it's not just relationship building between women or women to men or anything of that ilk. It is actually building relationships with clients, having a certain understanding and empathy and other elements that eventually in the long run can lead to success. On the other hand, we men of course have a certain idea, I must feed my family, I must pay my bills, I need to sell, and I push and I push and I push and hustle, and eventually you get into a problem that you maybe forget to love yourself. You're so busy with your tasks, with your challenges, with your problems, and you're focusing and say, I have to work this, I have to do this, I have to travel, I have to this, I have to that. And eventually, you neglect your own self. You neglect your body, you eat badly, you don't do any exercise, you don't even take time to regenerate, you don't focus on mind feeding and other things. And eventually, your life becomes dull and unhappy. And you then start putting this unhappiness or this gray color that you've filled your life, you start to push it over to the other side, to your partner. And that's where you have to try and stop doing that. So, think about it. Think about how your day starts and how it ends. How your week starts and how your week ends. In the month and the year. And think, okay, what's been good, what's been wrong, what did I like, what did I like? And what might I have done wrong? How can I improve it? How can I avoid repeating it? And what lessons do I actually learn from that? How can I grow? Do I have to do a course? Do I have to learn something, do some personal development? Or do I need more time? Do I maybe just need sometimes time to have peace to think stuff through? Am I just pushing myself? I'm just reactive and have no time anymore to think something through? And then it goes boom. Think about that. Because it's important. Yes, very important. I would suggest to you, take a piece of paper and write down the things I told you. What's good, what's not so good, what do you want to improve, and as well set yourself dates. Set yourself goals and targets. And then do this on a daily basis. Check what have you succeeded in and what still has to be done. And try to optimize as well the way you're working towards it, because then you eventually notice it becomes easier and easier and less strenuous, and your life improves at the same time. But the most important thing, your relationship and the way you're doing business together as a power couple becomes much, much easier to do. And that's the fun thing about life. It doesn't always have to be hard. And why? Because life is hard enough without us doing it even harder. So, take the time, think about it, and if necessary, re-listen to this podcast, make notes, and find out how you can improve your life and your relationship. See you then.